Hi guys, good morning. Welcome to another vlog. Today is January 13th. I am out of bed for once, the first time in maybe a week. It is 12:34 p.m. I got up, took antibiotic, Mucinex, and obviously my daily medications that I take every day. And I also got dressed. I don't plan on leaving today, so I just put on something cute and simple and something where I won't get too hot. So I threw that on, and I also took both of the dogs out so they are chilling out of their kennels. And yeah, now I'm just basically relaxing. I did my reptile to-dos for the morning. I had to refill my spray bottle that I use for misting, so I did that, and I obviously added the Reptisafe like normal. I do have to make Grogu's food at some point today. If you're new here, Grogu is my giant day gecko. I have to remake that. If you guys have been here for a while, you know what I do when I do that kind of the routine. But if you're new here, I'll show you what I use. I'm not gonna make the food now. I will just show you what it is that I use to feed him. So this is Grogu. Like I said, he's a giant day gecko. But to feed him, I use the Pangea Gecko Diet with papaya. And I just use a teaspoon measuring spoon to scoop it out into the gecko cup. And then mix it with a little bit of water from the mister because that already has Reptisafe in it. So yeah, refilled everyone's water. I misted both of the geckos, and that's pretty much the only time I'm in here during the day, is to turn the lights on and do the misting, and whatever needs refilling, I'll refill. And then the only other time I'm in here is at night to turn the lights off. So if I'm still vlogging later on when I make the geckos food, I will show you guys that. But if not, like I said, it's in a previous video. So if I can find that video, the one that I mentioned in, I will leave the link down below. But you guys have seen it before if I don't show it in this vlog. So last night we ended up going to my dad's because my dad said that there was a bunch of Christmas presents there from my grandpa Marty for RJ and I. So we went over there to pick those up. It was literally a giant bag. It was so heavy. Got home and we opened it, and it was basically all like adult shit that's practical that we'll actually use. I noticed like as you get older, you don't want the same things. Like you don't want something that you're gonna look at and then set down somewhere and it's just gonna collect dust. You're never gonna see it again. You want like practical shit. So it ended up all being like cleaning supplies and stuff that we'll actually use. So we really appreciated that. It really helps a lot. So I'll show you some of the stuff that he got us. Starting with 2 rolls, like thick ass rolls of paper towels. These are from Sam's Club. Don't mind all the dirty dishes. But he got us this candle. You guys know that we go through candles a lot. This is called Cozy Comfort. It's vanilla, jasmine, and musk. I'll just show you guys what I can remember. He got us this Dawn dish soap. We love Dawn dish soap. We just kind of put everything around the apartment where we will use it most. So in the bathroom, we put the cleaner with bleach that he got us. I like to use anything with bleach in the bathroom because I obviously want to disinfect a lot, especially in the bathroom. And then obviously some toilet bowl cleaner, which always comes in handy. And then we keep everything that we'll use eventually in the laundry room up on these shelves. So he got us the Gain Flings laundry pods, which we love. I would prefer the pods over the actual detergent, but that's just me. He got us some Snuggle fabric softener. I know a lot of people don't like fabric softener, but I really, really do. That's just my opinion. So he got us that. These are dishwasher detergent pods, which obviously will help out a lot. He got us more Clorox wipes as well, and then the paper towel and the toilet paper. He got us some sponges for dishes. They're just like the non-scratch sponges. And then in the bedroom, I put the tissues that he got us because Babes and I are both sick. So those are nice to have. So yeah, in my opinion, that was a very thoughtful gift. As you go into adulthood, that is the shit you're excited about. So that will help out a lot, and we appreciate it more than my grandpa knows. Because when you actually go out and buy all of that stuff to clean your house or your apartment, it ends up being very expensive. So now we have extra and we won't have to go out and buy it for a minute. So I believe I mentioned this in a previous vlog, Rochelle got us some presents from her to give to Whitley. This one is still wrapped how she wrapped it. As you can see, it has her handwriting. But unfortunately, this one, like I said, it was wrapped, got destroyed on the way to the dog park because I forgot it was in the back seat and they stepped all over it, which is totally my fault. So I have to rewrap this as well. And then probably tonight, Beebs and I are going to go get her a present from us. Just something cute that she'll like, that she can take home with her. And then I talked to Nicole because I had a really random idea. Nicole is really crafty. If there's anything you should know about Nicole, that's one thing you should know. And crafty in specific, she likes to crochet. So randomly one day I thought, what if Nicole could crochet Whitley's favorite Paw Patrol character and make her like a homemade stuffed animal of her favorite Paw Patrol character? So I asked my dad first and he was like, you know what, I'm sure she'd be happy to help you, but come down tomorrow and talk to her about it and see what she says. So I went and talked to Nicole in person. And of course, she's such a sweetheart and she was more than willing to help me. So we basically went out and got everything that she would need. We got the colors of yarn that the pattern required, as well as like how much yarn it required, like in yards. Obviously, she had all of the crochet hooks and she had like the embroidery thread for like outlining certain parts of it, like face definition and whatever. And then we got the fiber fill to stuff it with. And Nicole is working on that as we speak for Miss Whitley. She will be here this Saturday, so we don't know if the Paw Patrol thing will be done by Saturday. I told Nicole I completely don't expect you to get it done by then because that's like a time crunch that's insane. But she's working on it, so whenever it's done, we will give it to Miss Whitley. And I really hope she likes it. So that's exciting, and that'll be a special gift from her grandparents. And yeah, I'm excited to give it to her. And obviously she'll have the two from Rochelle and then a couple things from RJ and I. And we didn't have wrapping paper, so my dad luckily had a couple extra rolls that he said he's never going to use. They've literally been at his house for 2 years and he hasn't touched them. So we went and picked up those. He said we could keep them. So we have 2 rolls of wrapping paper to decide from to wrap everything in. And yeah, we're basically set on Whitley's Christmas presents. So we are very excited to see her open everything and for her to have Christmas presents from my side of the family. And these are the 2 wrapping paper choices. I think I'm going to go with this one for Whitley's stuff because it is more like kid-esque in my opinion. And then obviously we already had the tags. You guys saw these in like a vlog right before Christmas, like one of the Vlogmas days. So we have a surplus of these, so we'll have tags to put on everything. So yeah, that's pretty much an update on everything that's been going on since I vlogged last. I was informed yesterday that my daughter will be here on Saturday. So obviously I plan on going and seeing her, but I'm not going to do that unless I'm feeling better because I don't want to get my grandparents or Whitley sick with what I have. That being said, if I am feeling better, I'm probably going to stay a couple of nights at my grandparents with Whitley just to spend like genuine quality time for a couple of days with her. I don't know if I mentioned the Hello Kitty mugs. You guys know that my memory is kind of ass, but I guess if I didn't, I'll show you guys in another video. Or the chamomile tea, I don't know if I mentioned that either. But if I did, I'm sorry for bringing it up again, and if I didn't, you guys will see it in another video. So Beep's birthday is actually on Monday, so if I feel like vlogging, I will. If not, you guys probably won't see a vlog. I don't know what the plans are so far, but hopefully we come up with a plan. I kind of want to do something just like him and I for his birthday and throw something together for him if I can. So obviously, like I just mentioned, if I vlog, I vlog, and if not, I just made the decision to not vlog and spend quality time with him on his birthday. So if I do vlog, you guys will see that. I noticed that like small tasks, especially when you don't feel good, take all of your energy away very, very fast. So I'm kind of exhausted just from doing the little things that I've done this morning. So I'm gonna just chill out in the bedroom for a minute. Hopefully the dogs can be trusted. Obviously I'll go out and check on them every few minutes, but I'm not really worried about Ruby. It's mostly Miss Indy. So I wanted to mention some essentials that I've been using since I started not feeling the best when I caught whatever it is that I have. So obviously I think this is a staple for everybody when they're sick, but it's Vicks Vapor Rub. Especially when I'm sick, my nose gets plugged on one side when I lay down and I can't stand it. It makes me panic. So I use this stuff. I personally feel that peppermint oil works better for me because it's a lot stronger, but I don't have any peppermint oil. So I've been using the Vicks. And then I had Beebs go out and get some Mucinex. I swear by this stuff. The off-brand just doesn't work like this does. So yeah, he went out and got this, and you're only supposed to take one every 12 hours. So I've been doing that, and it's been definitely getting rid of most of my congestion. Also, I wanted to mention a couple of days ago, my sister did my nails. You guys know I went a while with Christmas nails, so she ended up redoing them. I just found this idea on Google. I just searched January nail inspo, and this was my favorite design. So with these, they're beautiful. I've always loved blue. I obviously love the milky white with like a gold reflex in it. Super pretty. And then we did gems on this finger as well. I am absolutely exhausted already, and I haven't really even done much. Luckily, the fever and the body aches are gone, thank God. Literally, like the night that I first got sick, like that evening, I was crying in pain from these body aches. They felt similar to like right after Beebs and I met. This is a little backstory. I was working at my old job in the deli where I actually had my heart attack, and I started to feel like an hour into my shift, I felt like my bones were breaking, like especially in my legs, and I was like in so much pain. Every chance I got, I was like bending over trying to release some of the pressure on my legs. Nothing was working, and that night Beebs actually ended up picking me up from work, and he brought me some extra strength Tylenol. It says it's for arthritis pain relief, like it literally says that on the bottle. But for me, it works better than just regular extra strength Tylenol. I don't know why. So this time around, I've been taking that as well, because the last time I felt like this, it was literally the only thing that helped, and it still remains true for this time. I will actually show you the bottle of it so you guys know what I'm talking about. And then obviously Tylenol is the only thing I can take. So this is the medication that I was just talking about. So I use that during the day. Obviously it doesn't have to be just for pain. It can be for a fever or whatever. So I've been using that during the day. And then I don't know if I'm late to the game, But Beebs introduced me to Tylenol PM because I was also having trouble sleeping. I always do. So I've been skipping my sleeping pill at night, and I've been using Tylenol PM or NyQuil. I read that you're not supposed to take like 2 Tylenol medications at once. So I'm not going to do that, but this stuff, you just take 2 tablets and it's really been helping. So those have been an essential as well. So I was informed by my doctor when I went to get checked out that he recommended I start using my asthma inhaler. It's the Brena. Obviously, normally I would use it 2 puffs twice a day, but he told me I can use it while I'm sick every 4 hours as needed. So obviously if I don't need it, I don't have to use it, but I've been relying on this as well. And then my last essential is always carrying a pack of tissues because I'm constantly blowing my nose. You guys saw in the vlog where I organized my bathroom drawers that I have a bunch of these, so I've been using those for desperate times as well. So those are some of my sickness plague essentials. And I think I mentioned in another vlog that I've been putting frankincense oil in my little diffuser. It doesn't last very long because the diffuser is not very big, but the frankincense oil does really help. I looked it up because I'm out of most of my essential oils, and luckily frankincense is one of the ones that popped up that I actually had some left, so I've also been using that. And by the way, Beebs is also sick now, so both of us are absolutely suffering. In my defense, I literally told him, if you don't want to catch what I have, it's miserable, stay away from me. But he obviously loves me, so he didn't care. And now he's paying the price. So I might give the dogs a peanut butter bone. We've been doing that a lot lately. They have their own designated peanut butter jar. Indy actually found it. It was over there in the dog basket that I mentioned before. She found it and she chewed it up and got into the peanut butter, so we had to put it somewhere where she can't get it. Miss Indy, she is a terrorist, so I might do that, but it does give her the runs, so usually with her I only feel one side of her bone, and then Ruby seems to be pretty tolerant, so I'll fill both sides of Ruby's bone. Extremely random and off topic, but Beebs found this Mountain Dew Baja Cabo Citrus Tropical Citrus Punch Mountain Dew, I believe at Walmart. It's pretty good. It's definitely not my favorite. I just like the regular Baja Blast better, but this one's good if you want a change of flavor. So I think tonight, obviously when it gets closer to Beebs being on his way, I'm going to throw together some dinner. My grandma brought us some groceries, like a bunch of shit the other day, which was super sweet of her because she knew we were both sick. Well, I was sick and Beebs was getting sick. So she got us 2 boxes of the Velveeta beef stroganoff. This is one of our favorites. I would prefer this over Hamburger Helper. It is very expensive. Well, not very expensive, but pretty close to the pricey side of life. So we used the other box the other night, so I think I'm going to throw this together so it's ready when Beebs gets home. Speaking of that, I gave myself a reminder. I need to pull the pound of beef out of the freezer so it can start unthawing. And I have to set this somewhere where Miss Indy won't get it because she gets into everything. We also finally brought the knife block back upstairs. I was very clear with Beebs that I know my mental state and I know that I can be trusted with these in here, and he trusts my word, so he brought them back up. And obviously if I made a verbal promise, I'm not going to break that promise. And if I was feeling like hurting myself again, I would immediately tell him so he could put them away somewhere where I don't even have the option. Miss Indy wants to come say hi. She wants to come say hi, huh? She wants to say hi. Something that Beebs pointed out is she gets frustrated. She will howl, and you can tell she's frustrated. Like, if I won't give her the toy, she'll howl. She gets frustrated to the point where she howls when we're getting her food ready. She is an odd creature, but we absolutely love her personality. She's just a joy to this household. How could you not love her? How could you not love that face? How could you not love that? She loves belly rubs. She loves them. And she's got floppy paws. And Ruby's obviously jealous, so she wants attention too. I'm trying to teach this one not to jump up on me because her nails really hurt, but she seems to have trouble accepting that I don't like her jumping up on me. I had to tell her to go away because she's a lot sometimes. Another thing that's new since I told you guys I got sick is I get random stomach aches. I do try to go to the bathroom every time, and stuff doesn't always come out every single time. I think it's just my stomach is turning. So that is unfortunate. I haven't done my nasal spray today, so I definitely need to do that. That is just in the bathroom, so when I come in here I have a reminder to do it. This stuff is miserable, but if it helps, it helps. It just makes my nose burn a lot. So I think I was confused in my last vlog on what it actually was, but I remember that my doctor wrote it down. It is Atrovent. So that's what the nasal spray is. And then he wrote down the Brena inhaler every 4 hours as needed. I was laughing because my doctor totally has like the typical doctor handwriting. Like, how am I supposed to read that? But I just thought that was funny. Another thing for sick essentials that I forgot to mention was the Dr. Teal's Pure Epsom Salt. This is the lavender one. This helped especially when I had body aches. It helps all the time, but you know what I mean. It also helps me sleep when I'm not sick whatsoever. So I might actually give the dogs a few treats. I've been working with Miss Indy, teaching her how to lay down. She didn't really know anything when we got her. Obviously, she was a pound puppy, so she was never really trained. She lived her whole life in a cage, basically, which is really sad. So like I was saying, she didn't really know any commands or anything. I didn't expect her to. Moral of the story, I've been working with her, teaching her how to lay down. So I give them a few treats and train them. I also make Indy stay while I give Ruby her treat, because something about Indy is she will just snatch Ruby's treat when I try to give it to Ruby. So I've been teaching her that Ruby gets a treat too, and she will sometimes have to wait for her treat. Because in my opinion, it's kind of unacceptable for the dog, any dog, to take a treat from another dog. And she's obviously not going to get rewarded for bad behavior. And the treats that we use for the dogs, Beebs already used these for Ruby. They are the Pet Botanics training rewards. These are the chicken flavor. I usually only give them 3 or 4 each because they are concentrated, very, very packed full of whatever treats, so they can make them sick. So I only use a few of these. Indy's excited because she knows that I have the treats out. Indy, do you want a treat? Ruby, do you want a treat? Come here. Come on. Can you sit? No, can you sit? Stay, good girls. I gave them a few treats. Indy's definitely getting better, so I'm very proud of her. Good girls. Now they're both sniffing, especially Indy. She wants more treats. When I'm done, maybe this is just me, when I'm done giving them any sort of treat, I close the bag, let them sniff the bag, and then they watch me put it away so they don't sit and beg for more. So I don't know if I've ever mentioned this. I know I talk about my journey with heart disease and heart failure a lot. That's kind of the point of this channel. But when I was discharged, I was sent home with this Cardio Messenger Smart. This is basically the little monitor that communicates with my pacemaker and sends like bi-monthly updates to my cardiology team and my EP doctor, which is over the pacemaker. And this is the brand of my pacemaker. It's Biotronic. So this is always plugged in to communicate with my pacemaker. It has died a few times, and that's totally my bad. If it's dead for an extremely long time, they will give me a call and be like, hey, are you good? Also, if they notice an episode or something happening with my heart, which I haven't had one since January, thank God, January of last year, obviously, when everything went down. But if I do have a concerning episode, they will also call me and they will be notified thanks to that little guy. So that's kind of cool. My heart can send emails. How cool am I? Humor is how I cope. So it may look very nice outside because the sun's out, but don't let it fool you. It is actually very, very cold. It's probably like in the mid-30s right now here in Utah, so very, very cold. I like to open the balcony door throughout the day just for like a few minutes. I thought I stepped in dog pee. Anyway, I like to open it just so the dogs can go out as they want and get some fresh air. I don't leave it open all day because then it gets freezing in here, especially in the wintertime, but I'll open it occasionally so they can go do what they need to do. And since it's open, I'm gonna turn the thermostat to the fan and turn it up about that much and let it just circulate the air that's coming in instead of paying to heat the city, which is bullshit because we're paying for that heat. We're gonna use every little bit of it. I feel like that's just common sense. And the whole heating the neighborhood thing or heating the city, my dad used to always say that, like, especially in the winter, me and my sister would leave the door open, like when we went outside to do whatever. My dad would be like, we're not paying to heat the neighborhood. So that's where I get it from. So we took a loaf of bread out yesterday to unthaw, and now it is ready to use. So I'm gonna throw it in the cupboard where we usually keep our bread. If you guys haven't tried this, I recommend it. Super easy to make. Takes like maybe 20 minutes, half hour. Super, super good. I just realized it literally says on it, ready in 20 minutes. I'm a dumbass. That happens like a lot during the day and I hate it. Like some dumbass that thinks revving their engine that loud is cool. Newsflash, doesn't make you any cooler. I guess whatever floats your boat, but it's actually pretty annoying to 98% of the population. But in my opinion, you just look dumb when you do that. So since I'm out here in the living room and not in bed for once, I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that I can watch something on the TV and not on my phone. So we're gonna turn this bitch on. I don't know what is going on outside, but it is constant. It hasn't stopped for about an hour. There is a van parked right down there, so I assume it's probably coming up from out there because they have all that equipment inside of there. So I recently found a like case coverage channel that I absolutely love. If I can find her, her name is Swoop. This chick, I love her. I love her videos. In that one, she's covering the Ruby Frankie situation, but I love Swoop. She is one of my favorites. I guess I'll take some time to show you who I like to watch on YouTube. Obviously, Rachel Cantu. I've been liking Call Me Chris. I love Annie Elise. These are all true crime coverage YouTubers. I love Dad's Games. He's been an essential for years now. He's definitely a comfort YouTuber. I've been liking the Call Her Daddy podcast. Who else? I've been loving Jezebel, obviously. Bailey Sarian is a staple. I've loved her forever. If you want a good true crime series, go watch her Murder Mystery and Makeup. Who else? I don't know. I've been watching Gabriel Iglesias. He's my favorite comedian at the moment. So yeah, those are just a few of my faves that I watch throughout the day. Obviously I'll probably find more after I end this video. Oh, another one is Jillian Mercado. I love her. I have watched her since she had her son Mateo. I love Off the Hook with Daz and Will. You guys know I love Keen and JC. They stopped uploading, but I will love them even though it breaks my heart that I'll never see new content from them. Indy loves being out on the balcony. She's always out there just looking at whatever she can look at. She loves people watching. But both of them like to bark. Like if they see our neighbors out taking their dogs potty, they will bark. Indy especially because she likes other dogs and just wants to play. Ruby only cares about what we're doing. She hates other people and she hates other dogs. She will bark aggressively every single time. So I think I'm gonna throw the hamburger helper together now because I'm getting pretty hungry, and then I'll just put it in a Tupperware and it'll be in the fridge when Beebs gets home so he can just warm it up and not have to worry about dinner. Like I mentioned, we're both sick now. I'm getting better and he's just getting into being sick, which absolutely sucks. But I am thoroughly impressed. He didn't catch it until like literally yesterday is when he really started feeling like shit. I'm also super proud of myself because I've really cut back on caffeine. So yay for me. That was an addiction that I needed to drop, especially with heart disease. So awesome. Say congrats in the comments. You don't have to, but I'm very proud of myself, and it would help to have some moral support because I love caffeine. Also, I am over a month vape free. Can I get a hallelujah? Anyways, let's get to cooking. Yeah, I'm gonna do this real quick. Except I just realized I can't because the ground beef is frozen, so I have to wait, which is probably actually better in general because then it'll be hot and ready to eat when Beebs gets home. So I'll find something else to eat in the interim. Beebs made Alfredo pasta with mushrooms last night, so I think I'm gonna crack into what's left of that and eat that for lunch. So I'm gonna dig into this. Yummy. Unfortunately, we don't have more Alfredo, otherwise I would add more. I might saute some more mushrooms as well. I grew up eating sauteed mushrooms. That I remember was one of my mom and I's favorite snack. So yeah, that is just a fun fact. Literally all you need is butter and vegetable oil to saute mushrooms, or you can use one or the other, it doesn't really matter. Tastes good both ways, and then obviously with your choice of seasoning, which in my opinion, it doesn't really need seasoning. Indy is always right next to me immediately when she smells any type of food. She's very greedy. Indy is definitely food driven, and Ruby is like toy and ball driven. So I warmed up the Alfredo. It is obviously good on its own, like how it is, but I just added some salt and pepper. This is enough to feed an army, but you can bet your sweet ass I'm gonna eat the whole thing. There's absolutely no dignified way to eat pasta, but I don't care. The only dignified way I personally have ever heard of is like the technique where you get a fork and a spoon and you pick up the pasta and like twirl it in the spoon. But I don't have time for that. So I'm slowly but surely working my way through the pasta. I do plan on finishing it, but in the meantime, while I eat, I'm gonna saute some more mushrooms just as like a little snack. I got so distracted that I haven't even played anything on the TV. So I'm gonna pick something to watch. Today I went with Annie Elise. This is obviously an ad. Fun fact, Annie Elise is actually how I found out about the whole Ruby Frankie situation when it broke. So we got a big pack of mushrooms. As you can see, they're the big ones. So I'm gonna saute a good amount of these right now. So I'm gonna do a little bit of vegetable oil today. I don't really want any butter. Technically, you don't need anything. You just really cook them and heat them up. But I like to do them with some sort of like moisture, like a little bit of additive, if you know what I'm talking about. I added my oil. Now I'm sauteing the amount that I want on a very, very low heat. And I usually do it till they're about this color. I just really eyeball it, and I'm obviously adding salt to season them. So I took them off the heat, and now I'm just letting them kind of sit there for a minute. And I'm going to put these in a Tupperware. So I moved them over to a container. Obviously once they cool, I'll try one and see if they need any more seasoning, but they smell good. Okay, we're going to do a first impression taste test. I'm doing a pretty small one. Perfect. I'm an expert, goddamn. Those are a work of God. So, as I was finishing sauteing the mushrooms, I ate my Alfredo. Now I'm going to snack on the mushrooms. I have to be careful because I will eat all of them in one sitting, but I don't want to get sick, so I have to use a lot of self-control. They're just so good. I can't get enough. I love sauteed mushrooms. They're like one of my favorite snacks. Love them. You can tell me if I'm psychotic or delusional. I know a lot of people don't like mushrooms, but I'm the opposite. So good. I obviously need something to wash it down. I keep going back for more. I can't get enough. I love these. I'm a chef. I'm watching you. I think she might have to go potty again. I don't want to go back outside. It's cold. Okay, I'm going to put Indy in her kennel because I still obviously don't feel very good and I want to lay down. I'm going to shut the balcony door. And I'm obviously watching Annie Elise, but it'll be in my history, so I'll just move into the bedroom and continue this video. And Ruby's just gonna chill because I really do trust her. So turn the TV off. I'm gonna try to stay away from these mushrooms. Tell me those aren't beautiful. My only complaint about these glass lock Tupperwares that we got from Sam's Club is these are so stiff when you first get them and they're impossible to shut. So I used all my strength to do these two and I'm just over it. And I would put them in the fridge, but I'm probably going to finish them in the next hour, so just gonna leave them where they're at for now. And once the pan from the mushrooms cools down, I will put it in the sink, but it's way too hot right now. Also, I forgot to mention all the cleaning and practical stuff that my grandpa got us. He put it in a giant laundry basket, so now we have another laundry basket, which we've needed for a while. I've been shutting the blinds, especially while I'm sick, because the light has been giving me headaches. I don't usually get headaches, but I know it's just because I'm sick. By the way, I've been carrying around my Dooney and Burke handbag. I believe I mentioned in one of my first videos that an eyeliner broke and ruined the interior, but I'm obviously still gonna use it because you can't tell unless I showed it to you. So now I think I'm just gonna relax until Beebs gets home, and then I'll cook dinner for him since he's not feeling good. But he just told me that he's probably gonna take Friday off so we can spend the day together, so that'll be nice. But for now, I'm just gonna probably watch YouTube and lay down for a bit so I don't overdo it and start feeling even more like shit than I already do. But yeah, for now, that's what I'm gonna do. This right here is my favorite place to be. Not just when I'm sleeping, but I come in and lay down for an hour at least 3 times a day. I'm just the type of person that needs my bed. My grandma's the same way. She goes in and lays down just for her time. And I do the same thing. So yeah, I have 40 minutes of footage now. So I'm going to end this vlog here, but I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I hope you enjoyed spending an afternoon with me as I'm starting to get over whatever's going around right now. If you guys have caught this sickness that's been spreading, I'm with you. It sucks. Get feeling better and do what you can to take care of yourself. But I love you guys. Like I always say, don't forget to always express what you're thankful for. Drink your water, take your meds, and if your posture's bad, fix it. And until next time, I will see you guys soon. Bye. Mwah.